anything. And listen, as an athlete, as a professional athlete, you don't sit 2 months down and do nothing. Even when you have Tommy John surgery, you're like, okay, I may not one arm, but everything else I'm doing stuff with and making sure I'm ready. And all I have to wait, once that heals, I can go out there and hit the ground running. So obviously there's a lot that he has gone through. This is why it's such a big moment. So you're going to feel, you're going to have those nerves, you're going to have those emotions, and the key is channeling all of that into your pitching.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Dustin and his wife Millie for being so candid. And Millie's saying, you know, I could have been a 27-year-old widow. Yeah. That really hit home. So congratulations to Dustin and his wife and the rest of his family. Good to have Code Red back. Can't wait to see him pitch tonight.
It's going to be a fun night, a great pitching matchup between Dustin May against Chris Sale. The Dodgers trying to go 7-0 on the young season. Let's send it upstairs to Joe and Oral. Guys, take it away.
All right, John, opening week continues. It's brought to you by PNC Bank, and there's an old sheriff in town. He's back, Dustin May. His first start in the big leagues in almost 2 years. As he tries to pitch the Dodgers to a 7-0 start, the dream is alive. 162-0, still alive. The Dodgers have matched the best start since coming to Los Angeles with the 81 championship team. They're 3 wins away from the 1940 team, 4 wins away from the all-time franchise record for the best start to a season. Other than that, nothing's going well. Joe Davis and Orr Hershiser, Kirsten Watson will join us in a moment. Exciting night. Dustin May, so many emotions got to be going through this guy as he makes his first start in forever.
It is unbelievable to have him back. Unbelievable talent when you think about Dustin May, and this is a great pitching matchup. But you're going against Chris Sale. How's it a great pitching matchup? Well, that's the talent that he brings to this game. And I'll tell you what, in spring training, he was fantastic. The strikeouts are up compared to the rehab that we saw, and I love the sinker and the breaking ball. If he gets those channeling together, he's going to get a lot of swings and misses. On the other side in this pitching matchup, Chris Sale, Cy Young Award winner. This guy was thinking about retiring. Well, he has one of the best years of his life. He was the Triple Crown winner, the wins, the ERA, and the strikeouts, and he's going to bring a lot of swing and miss at this Dodger lineup, and they're going to have to attack him.
Kirsten, you have an update on Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, Joe, they're still going to be without him tonight. It's the second night, as on Sunday morning he had a little mishap. He slipped in the shower, re-injuring that ankle that he had surgically repaired this offseason. The good news for Freddie is that each day he is feeling better. He actually went through a full round of treatment, as well as doing activity on the field, taking some swings in the cage. They're hopeful that he could be in the lineup tomorrow, but with a long road trip coming up, with a trip to Philadelphia, some cold weather there is some thought that maybe they give him tomorrow down and he's back in the lineup on Friday, guys.
All right, Kirsten, thanks for the update. We're all set for first pitch here at Dodger Stadium. Dodgers and Braves. Dodgers trying to stay perfect on this young season. First pitch coming up on Sportsnet LA.
Batting cleanup tonight for the Dodgers as they take on the Atlanta Braves. Teo went deep last night. Also homered against the reigning AL Cy Young Award winner Tarek Skubal 5 days ago. Tonight he'll try to do some damage against the NL Cy Young Award winner in Chris Sale. Chris Taylor, Nomar, has not had a single plate appearance this season. He is in the lineup tonight in left field, and a tough assignment for him going up against Chris Sale right out of the gate.
Yeah, that's usually the way it goes. You're like, okay, you're going to get an opportunity to go out there and play. You're going to get the start. Oh, by the way, you're facing Chris Sale, right? Cy Young Award winner. And not only that, we talk about how difficult it is and the angle, but hey, nonetheless, this should also fire you up. Say, I got a chance to go out there. I got a chance to play, and it's against the reigning Cy Young. I'm going to go take it to him.
Absolutely. Hopefully, CT3 gets a pitch down in the zone, something he can handle, and square some balls up tonight. It's a good opportunity for him.
And a great pitching matchup with Dustin May going up against the reigning National League Cy Young Award winner, Chris Sale. We've got first pitch from the Ravine. A chilly night at Dodger Stadium coming up right after this.
Check it out.
He showed up with Pizza Hut.
Is brought to you by Lexus. Experience amazing. And by Carl's Jr. Introducing Carl's Jr.'s new triple burgers. Next time, tell him to triple it. Well, he's waited 685 days. What's another 2 or 3 minutes? Come on, Dustin. Dustin May, the 27-year-old from Justin, Texas, has waited a long time for this day. Taking a big league mound for the first time since May of 2023. Man, oh man, the emotions that have to be flowing through that body when you consider everything that he's been through, his wife Millie, everything she went through, because this is a guy with the perspective not just of the 2 arm surgeries and the 2 years away, but a near-death experience where he, story's been well told now, went out to dinner with Millie, choked on a piece of lettuce. First bite of salad that he took at dinner, got caught in his throat. He said, that doesn't feel right. So he took a big old sip of water, and that big gulp of water lodged the piece of lettuce in his throat. He got through dinner. He went home. He said, doesn't feel great. Millie said, this doesn't feel right. We need to go get it looked at. Goes into the ER. Turns out he's got to have surgery. They go in there. They save his life. He's got a big scar from his sternum down to his stomach. Had he not gone in, he wouldn't have survived the night. So he's got the perspective of the arm injury and all the time away, but also he says a new perspective on life. And he looks at tonight as a new beginning. He says, I'm alive. I can't wait to go feel everything that's going to come with pitching in the big leagues.
Those feelings need to be channeled into energy to throw strikes. He was outstanding in spring training. He threw the ball very, very well, got a lot of strikeouts, looked calm and poised out there. But this is a different level right here. When you walk onto the Dodger Stadium mound, you put that home white uniform on, you look around, and there are fans in the stands, and you are pitching for a world champion. He's got to just make sure it's all together. And you know what? It's going to be a fun night for him either way, because he's accomplishing an amazing goal, which is to be back on a big league mound.
And the lineup for the Braves that he'll face off with as the Dodgers try to go to 7-0. Michael Harris will lead off again. Then Austin Riley and Matt Olson with Ozuna hitting cleanup. Ozzie Albies again hits 5th and starts at second base. Brian Snitker's rookie catcher is Drake Baldwin. De La Cruz, Kelenic, and Allen to wrap things up. The Braves favored in the National League East. One of the favorites in the National League, off to a disastrous start at 0-5. With the Dodgers, after the 6-1 win last night, are 6-0. Off we go. Off Dustin May goes. Back in the big leagues with strike one. A fastball with that signature movement tailing in there. You saw the emotions, if you happen to tune in during the Freeway Series, that Millie had for Dustin's start there when he pitched really well. And said it was so good to be back in a big league stadium and see the upper decks. But he said this one, Dodger Stadium, the real thing, that's going to really hit hard for Dustin and Millie both. Video game pitch, 1-2.
It's been a breaking ball, it's been a curve ball, and now they're charting it as a sweeper. And this one is really, really well done. Looks like that fastball that can tail the other way and then breaks underneath the swing.
Dustin said he thinks that pitch is going to be the biggest key for him. Can he find it quickly? Can he locate it? Let's go of a 1-2 pitch. Popped out of his hand. Count evens 2-2. You talked about it during the pregame show. You've missed a full year before. What's it like when you miss that much time and you come back?
It is really hard at first to contain your emotions, and it's like being a rookie again because you've been away so long. You want to feel everything that's going on, but you also want to calm down. And so it's this fight between energy and concentration and everything that can flow through your body, all the different emotions. Big pitch right here to settle him in.
3-2. Strikes him out. Welcome back, Dustin May. And boy, the emotions that he's feeling are just popping off of the screen with every move that he makes.
I would take the ball. I mean, that ball is special as far as the journey he's been on. And give it to that young lady, his wife.
Austin Riley. Laid on that fastball. Riley 0 for 4, 3 Ks yesterday. The Braves have scored 1 run in their last 3 games. They've scored 8 runs in 5 games overall. Down the right field line. Teoscar Hernandez over. Does he have room? Not quite. That ball tailed all the way to a Braves fan there in the first row. If Dustin May and the Dodgers get 7 strikeouts in this game, you know what you're going to get. Free Jumbo Jack tomorrow. Now, those 8 runs over 5 games, the fewest for the Braves over the first 5 games of the season since they were called the Bees, the Boston Bees, back in the 1930s when they surveyed the sports writers. They wanted to rebrand, and they thought, well, the people that are going to go ahead and pitch us to the public, what do they think? And Bees was the #1 vote from the writers, so they went with that for a few years. Ball and 2 strikes on Riley.
We watched that ball to right field blow foul. It's about 11-mile-an-hour wind here, and it gusts up to 20, so there's going to be some help to right field.
I was talking to some of the guys before the game about the wind, and often, even on windy days in LA, inside Dodger Stadium, it's not that windy just because it's built into a hill. So it's this natural guard against the wind. But when it does get as high as that fly ball that Riley hit, it will move. 2-2 from May. Swing and a miss. He got a chase on that breaker, and he struck out the first 2 Braves.
You see how big the breaking ball is. He also pretty much, his 2-seamer is a breaking ball in the opposite direction. Before the long rehab and comeback, his sinker, it ran over 18 inches. So it was one of the top sinking fastballs in baseball. And it looks like he's still got it.
And you get the separation between the movement of the sinker and then the sweeper / curve / slider, whatever you want to call it. We're talking feet, yard plus a separation.
Exactly.
Faces Matt Olson here. 1 ball, no strikes on the Braves first baseman, who has only 2 hits so far this year, but with 2 more walks last night, he's got 6 of those. Good life.
He'll get 20 inches of drop on that sinker and an 18 inches of run. And so you are hitting a breaking ball even though it's moving at 96 miles an hour.
Big Red kicks and fires. A swing and a miss. Cutter right there.
He dabbles with the cutter. It's a kind of a show me pitch. We'll see how it comes along this year.
Backdoor strike 3. Fresh start, fast start. Dustin May in his first inning in 2 years strikes out the side. Dustin May, those emotions pulsing through him after he strikes out the side in the first inning. He's going to have to harness those butterflies, harness all those emotions. Only human, you can figure what he's feeling tonight. Here come the Dodgers with Ohtani Betts and Tommy Edman at the top. Teoscar Hernandez bats clean up. Will Smith off to a fantastic start. Then Kike Hernandez again at first. Rojas, Pages, and Chris Taylor will get his first at-bats of the year. 36-year-old Chris Sale to Shohei Ohtani. His first pitch is at the knees for a strike, and if Dustin May needs any inspiration for what a comeback can look like in a perfect scenario, look at Chris Sale, who had disappeared for a few years, was considering retiring. On the ground here to Ozzie Albies, he gets Ohtani for the first out of the game. He gets traded from Boston to Atlanta. Atlanta says, hold on, what do you think about continuing? Let's redo your deal. Let's add another year to it. Deep breath. Okay, let's get back to it. And after a 4-year stretch where he hardly pitched, he wins Comeback Player of the Year. He wins the Cy Young, 18-3 with a .238. One of the greatest comeback stories the game has ever seen. From the low of lows where he was with the injuries to that career year. Strike on Mookie Betts.
Other than one bad outing, real bad outing, his ERA could have been right around a flat 2, which is unbelievable with a guy who's thinking about retirement. Wins the Triple Crown, Joe. Wins, the strikeouts, the ERA. Sets a franchise record for 18 starts in a row where you give up 2 earned runs or less. Just a fantastic year.
Defied the curve, what it's supposed to look like, the arc of a guy's career. Debuted when he was 21 years old with the White Sox. 7 straight seasons he was an all-star. 7 straight years he was top 5 Cy Young. Then he hits his 30s, and when you hit your 30s and you go away for a few years because of injuries, almost never do you come back and perform anywhere close to the way he did. 5 injury-plagued years. Like the last time that he had really pitched well before last year, he capped off that season on this mound in the 9th inning, Game 5 of the World Series, when he clinched it for Boston. It was downhill from there for a long time. To his teammate on that 18 team, Mookie Betts, fouls it off, stays alive. Sale's already made 1 start this year, opening day in San Diego. Gave up 3 runs over 5 innings and a no decision. Took him some time to settle into that game. Needed 29 pitches in the first inning. Struck out 7 though from there and went 5.
If you look at his track record, the key with him is to try and get him early and try and hit the fastball when it's low. The chase fastball up, he will get you to go after, and you will not catch up to it. He usually throws more sliders than fastballs also.
36-year-old home to Betts. But back toward that breaking pitch. Betts fouls off another. Speaking of that slider, give us some details on it.
Well, it's an outstanding pitch, and it probably is the pitch that won him the Cy Young. He can locate it. He can have you chase it. He can backdoor it. He can throw it under your swing.
And it's that same pitch that made him early in his career that you heard about so often. Swing and a miss from Betts. Finished him off with a changeup. And that was a big deal for him last year, too. That pitch got crushed over the few years where he was struggling with injuries. The league hit 159 against it last year.
The 2 off-speed pitches are really hard to square up. But he not only gets you to get it off the barrel, he gets you to swing and miss at him.
2 up and 2 down for Sale. Another lefty killer. Tommy Edman takes a backdoor strike. Up into the 3 spot today. Leading the team with those 3 home runs and with a hit in all 6 games.
If you had Tommy Edman as your home run leader on the Dodgers after 6 games, you won a lot of money.
Backspins this ball to left field, but he hooked it off the end of the barrel a little bit. Hopping a catch from De La Cruz. And 3 up, 3 down for both pitchers. Off and rolling in L.A. Dustin May, 3 Ks in that first inning, 4 more, and you get in a free jumbo jack tomorrow. A Jack in the Box. And no matter what happens the rest of the way tonight, he'll have that. Heart of the order for the Braves. It's Marcell Ozuna to lead off. And a fastball a little bit downstairs. Phil Cuzzi calling balls and strikes today. Ozuna, one of the top hitters in the league, has walked his way aboard so far this season. 8 walks. That was lower than the first one, but called a strike.
Phil Cuzzi has a challenge tonight, but it's a great seat in the house. Yes, he's the home plate umpire. Boy, from Chris Sale to Dustin May, he's going to get to see some great stuff.
A lot of movement. One from the left, one from the right. Going in all directions.
He's going to get to see some swings and misses too. Dustin May got 6 swings in his first inning with those 3 strikeouts and 5 misses when they launched the bat.
Here's 2-1 to Ozuna. Is poked to right center field. A base hit for Ozuna. Hernandez hustles over to cut it off and hold him to a single. Ozuna with a base hit. Hernandez gets a hand from his teammates in the dugout. Appreciating his hustle there to keep that from turning into 2.
An Atlanta lineup that needs some hits. They only have one person in the starting lineup here tonight that's hitting over 200, and that guy's Nick Allen in the 9-hole. He's 1 for 4.
Leadoff man on. Ozzie Albies up. Spins to the inside corner for a strike. You're talking about all the swing and miss that Dustin May got in the first inning. That's not something that he's ever really gotten much of.
You know, he's one of the guys that makes you kind of hit the ball weakly. A lot of that lateral movement gets the ball off the main part of the barrel, but they still get a little bit of the bat on it. So it's a lot of contact, a lot of ground balls usually. And that breaking ball that we're seeing here tonight, that's going to be the key swing and miss pitch. It's going to set up the sinker to be more of a swing and miss pitch, but it is going to be a swing and miss pitch all by itself.
It's Albies in an 0-2 hole and fires. Dustin got to the big leagues when he was 21 years old at the end of 2019, and there have been so many times where it's looked like he was ready to take off into borderline Cy Young contention, but he's never made more than 10 starts in a year. 1-2. Just look at the numbers, at the time of the injuries. Tommy John surgery in 2021. He was 5 starts in. He had a 274. He comes back from that in 2023. 9 starts in. He had a 236. But then he has to have another arm surgery. He has to have corrective Tommy John, basically. Albies spoils it, stays alive. And then the torn esophagus last year. He's 1 week away from coming back with his sights set on returning for the playoffs. That was a realistic thing with how good he was feeling, how much time he had to get ready. All taken away, though. So I waited for a year, and then the esophagus thing happens. Got to wait almost another year. Strikes out Albies, his 4th. The first 4 outs, all via the strikeout for May.
He climbs the ladder with this 2-seamer. He also throws a 4-seam fastball, and that might have been it just because of a little bit of a tailing action.
It was a 4-seamer, and he had started to throw that more. Time of his 2023 injury. Drake Baldwin. Young catcher, 0 for 4 yesterday. 1 for 15 in his major league career. Hit the ball hard quite a bit in San Diego, and baseball being the funny game that it is, that one hit was kind of a duck snort that fell into left field. The 1-0 from May is on the corner.
If he locates, it's going to be like a video game. It's going to be ridiculous. These pitches in a vacuum are fantastic by themselves.
You can remember some of the swings that he got from good hitters like Manny Machado a few years ago. two-seam, almost hitting Machado. Still swinging over it, though. And the looks the hitters would give him. How did you make that ball do that? Here's his 2-1. Drifts away.
This is video that broke the internet. Oh, excuse me, 99 with that movement.
And it's like the people there didn't even care. 3-1 to Baldwin. Just misses for ball 4. And Baldwin, the catcher for the Braves, is perfectly content having that be a strike, knowing what that would mean for his guys. He'll take the walk, though. And the Braves have him at first and second.
A great experience in the first inning with the striking out of the side, and now he gets to pitch in some traffic. His first jam in 22.5 months.
And if there was a consistent challenge for Dustin back in the days when he was on the mound, it was in these situations, taking a deep breath, controlling his emotions, not letting it spiral. And he thinks that this is one of the ways the life-changing perspective of everything he went through is going to manifest, his ability to handle these situations better. Up the middle it goes. There's one. There is a juggle. And what has happened? Ball pops out of Betts' hand as he tried to make the transfer. Ozuna's in to score. De La Cruz is up to second. And instead of a double play to end the inning, a run to put Atlanta in front.
Let's see if it rolls around in Mookie's glove, or he just loses the hand on the bare hand side, or as it gets stuck in the web. I mean, the exchange was very complicated, and then it was even complicated more. Yeah, he has trouble getting it out of the glove, and then when he finally gets it, it slips out of his hand completely. It looks like at the very end he was just going to eat it, not throw it at all, and he got in between, and that's what put it down the right field line.
Up to second went De La Cruz on that throw. Now it's Jared Kelenic. So you can check another box. He has the breeze of a first inning striking out the side. He has the jam in the second, and he has to dodge a comebacker. Braves have their first lead of this series. Kelenic, who's leading the team. You mentioned Nick Allen hitting 250, just 4 at-bats, but among the guys that play every day, Jared Kelenic's leading the team, hitting 176. Waits on this 0-2 from May. Kelenic lays off, ball 1. Two and two. De La Cruz is second. 2 gone second inning. 2-2 pitch. Kelenic grounds one to second for Tommy Edman. And that'll do it for the Braves in the second. But they get on the board in the 2-out air. 1-0 game, middle 2. Well, the Dodgers went deep twice more in last night's game. That gives them 14 over the last 4 games. Second in the majors behind the New York Yankees. And one of the home run hitters from yesterday's game, Teoscar Hernandez, to start the second. Sun has set, temperature dipping down into the 50s as Hernandez climbs in against Sale. A little bit low and ball 1. 2 for 3 with that home run yesterday. He also walked, scored 3 times. He leads the team with the 8 runs knocked in. The 1-0 pitch from Sale. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Teo has been very good with the ball middle in. As you can see, the 750, the 500, and the 500, those are all the inside or middle of the plate. But he hasn't gotten much done on the outside part of the plate. We'll see where Chris Sale attacks him.
Ouch.
Right off the big toe. It amazes me how guys play through that pain, because it doesn't go away for a while and they still get in and hit. He's smiling. Of course he is.
Isn't he always? Teoscar Hernandez, guy who quit baseball when he was 17 years old because nobody wanted him in the Dominican Republic. Said he went to 100 tryouts. The last straw was he tore it up for a few weeks at the Astros complex. I'm the best guy there. Still can't get an offer. He said, I'm done. He comes back, grounds this one to the hole. It's short, and he's got an infield hit on that bruised foot. Said, I'm finished. Nobody wants me. He goes home. 2 weeks later, an Astro scout shows up at his house and says, okay, we've got $15,000 for you. It's more than anybody wanted to give you. I said, let's go a little higher. Teoscar says, I would have played for nothing. I'm in. And his retirement ended after 2 weeks. I'm guessing the smile never went away, even then. He's aboard to open the second, and Will Smith takes strike 1. Will's off to a great start, hitting .467 with an on-base well above 500 after 2 more hits and a walk yesterday. He got hit. First 2 have reached.
He's walked 6 times this year, but this one's a little bit more painful as far as a free 90 feet. It's right on the elbow guard, but I don't know. That one hurt still, even though it hit the padding.
That's Kike music. Hernandez has homered in back-to-back games. Last one in Tokyo, and then after missing the Tigers series, homered yesterday. Waves and misses there. Here's proof.
Pretty much this year, he is all or nothing. His hits go a long way. He wouldn't mind a single right here. Mix one in.
Well, he said, I'm a first baseman now, so I've got to slug. That's what first basemen do. This is the 4th start of the year. All 4 of them have come at first base. He's taken utility to a new level.
His sense of humor shines through everywhere. In his interview with Kirsten, she asked him about playing first base, any adjustments you make over there, and he just said, I just catch the ball.
With a first baseman's glove, told you last year that is Cody Bellinger's model. Different handedness.
How often do you practice over there, Kike? No, I just go play it. I don't need to practice.
He's got Hernandez at second. Teoscar Hernandez. Smith at first, and he fouls it off. The glove that he uses, it's a story in itself that he still has that glove because it's been stolen twice. David Freese, when he was with the Dodgers, he said, I kind of like this. Let me borrow it. Season ends. Kike's like, where's my glove? Well, Freese had taken it with him and was retiring and planning on having it be his beer league softball glove. Kike's like, no, I need that. Then he's in Boston. Kyle Schwarber, they say, Kyle, why don't you try first base? He said, well, I don't have a glove. Kike says, I'll let you borrow mine. Season ends. He leaves in free agency to go to Philadelphia, takes the glove with him. Kike says, I'm going to need that back. Schwarber mailed it to him. Kike doesn't hand it out anymore. He's down on strikes here for the first out of the second.
The chase breaking ball. They wanted it inside, but they got it low and down the middle, and this one's a tough one to reach.
Atlanta 1, the Dodgers nothing. Bottom of the second inning. Here's Miguel Rojas. Starting at third base today. His first time there this year. Just 1 for 13. Following up the best offensive season of his career last year. And the numbers right there. He hit .283. Just a handful of starts at the hot corner. Slick glove, though, no matter where you put him. Built on the fields of Venezuela. Wave and a miss, 0-2.
He is really leaning on that slider. Get a guy in scoring position, and all of a sudden he's bending almost every pitch.
With how long he is and how much that pitch moves, hitters say that it looks like it's coming from the second baseman.
And not only is it almost a sidearm delivery, but he also throws across his body, so he is striding towards first base. And as he does that, look at where Albies is, and it looks like the ball's going to come from him.
Took this change up low, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Breaking ball change up. I wouldn't be surprised maybe he elevates a fastball right here just to change the eye line.
Two and two.
That one really doesn't change the eye line because it wasn't competitive, but it was the look they were going after. 7 of the last 11 pitches have been sliders.
First and second with 1 away. 2-2 comes home. Rojas skies it to shallow center field. Michael Harris coming on. Shades on here at night. Kind of see-through though, help you with the glare from the lights. With 2 gone in the second inning, it's up to Andy Pages, who is one of the big reasons the Dodgers took such a step forward last year against left-handed pitching. 36-17 against lefty starters last year. That's second best in the league. And Pages is the second best hitter on the team against southpaws. Only Teoscar Hernandez had a higher OPS against him. The 3 that they've beaten so far this year: Shota Imanaga, Justin Steele, both All-Stars, and the Cy Young in the American League, Tarik Skubal. Working on the Cy Young from the National League, and Chris Sale tonight.
Got squeezed a little bit there. Andy caught a break. That's a very good pitch.
On a 2-1, Pages takes it at the knees, 2-2.
It's a battle now. He's pretty much got the range on every pitch that he's throwing. He could throw any of them right here.
Deuce is wild in the second. Let's see what Sale goes with. It is changed. It's rolled to short. It's an easy one for Nick Allen. Dodgers put the first 2 on, but don't do anything with it and trail after 2.
The new Dodgers World Series champion gold collection at MLBshop.com, embellished with gold accents and scripts. Get the gear that celebrates the glory of last season's journey.
Braves up 1-0. Dustin May back to the mound. 4 Ks so far.
Try and hit this. They're going everywhere.
That's not fair. Which one do I hit? 9-1-2 for Atlanta. Nick Allen takes strike 1 as he eases that sinker into the zone. Braves got a run last inning on an error from Mookie Betts. First error of the season, by the way, committed by the Dodgers here in the 7th game. Dodgers have tied the best start in LA Dodger history at 6-0. They're 1 win shy of the best start for a defending champion ever. The 1933 New York Yankees started the season 7-0. Man, oh man, Phil, for both guys. 2-1. Betts. 1 out. You know, it had been 40 years since a defending champ had even started a season 5-0. How do you stay after it? You push that boulder up the mountain and then you have everybody gunning for you. Brandon Gomes is talking about one of the practices they had between Japan and the Freeway Series. It was the Saturday before the Freeway Series, so what, 2 days after they had rolled back from Japan. And they were taking infield, outfield. Back to the top here, and Harris checks his swing, ball 1. And he said it was as clean and crisp and impressive of an infield, outfield as he remembered watching. Just tic-tac-toe everything. And then several of their best pitchers threw live BPs. We're talking Glasnow, and May was out there. Some of the bullpen guys like Tanner Scott. Filthy stuff. And almost every single hitter, even the superstars, wanted to go get live at-bats against him. He said they're acting like they want to win 125 games and they want to go 11-0 in the postseason and finish as the greatest team ever.
It's possible with health and with their mindset. These guys, they don't see it as practice. They see it as work, and they see it as a commitment to work at it.
So in '89, Dodgers added new blood, right? You're coming off championship. You had Eddie Murray, Willie Randolph.
Those were the two main ones in the lineup. Yep.
Gibby got hurt.
Yep.
I know that was a big part of it. Here's Hernandez to the bag. But you guys go from winning the championship in '88 to 77 in '83 and in 4th place the next year. What lessons are to be taken from that?
Well, it's definitely two different contexts, because the '88 team probably wasn't supposed to win in '88, and we pulled off what some believe was kind of a miracle. But there was a lot of great effort there, and it was by guys with a lot less talent than the team that's on the field here or the team that was on the field last year for the Dodgers. I think the biggest lesson the Dodgers have gone after, and that is change some of the blood to really get some inspired people in the locker room, that it's a fresh year for everybody else because of them. And it's not just fresh blood, it's guys that are hungry for a championship and have great ability that can match the guys that are already on the roster. And there's one of the main ones, Mr. Snell.
We'll start tomorrow in the final game of this series. 6 new players on the roster, all 6 of them looking for their first ring. Riley drives this ball the other way. Teoscar Hernandez is there, and Dustin May settles back in with a 1-2-3 third. Net LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. The Smash Jack is back with so much more beef, and by your local Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. The Dodgers trail Chris Sale and the Braves 1-0 after 2.5 innings. 9-1-2 coming to the plate here. First at bat of the year for Chris Taylor. Go get him, kid. Against Cy Young. Doesn't wait around, pops up the first pitch, and foul ground at first, Matt Olson. And 1 pitch, 1 out for Sale. Back to the top in Ohtani.
One time through the order, Chris Sale has thrown 17 sliders, and all 17 have ended up being strikes. Wow. Dodgers have swung at 14 of the 17 sliders.
Ohtani grounded out his first time, looking for his first hit in a few games. First one he gets from Sale is a slider, and he takes it. It's a strike.
18 for 18.
That pitch has to feel like it starts behind you if you're a lefty.
Ohtani, the only lefty in the Dodger lineup.
Sale wears number 51 of his hero, Randy Johnson. You can understand why that was the guy that he looked up to. They say persona-wise, he's a lot like him too. Tough competitor. Alex Anthopoulos, GM of the Braves, says he's the single toughest competitor he's ever had. Turns and deals 0-2. And Ohtani takes this one. There's the first miss with the slider.
Headlines.
Yeah. Was it on the 19th one?
Yep. 18 for 19. He's got to get rid of that pitch.
Yeah. Shelve it. On 1-2. Speeds it up with a fastball, but misses. Ohtani went into yesterday's game 3 strikeouts all year. Struck out 3 times yesterday alone. And the beach ball gets away here. Did walk twice, though. Came in to score, which he's done in every game thus far. Elite players head to head right here. Sale to Ohtani with a 2-2 and a breaker rolled foul.
Chris Sale's hero, Randy Johnson, didn't face many left-handed hitters. There weren't many that would want to get in the box against him. In the All-Star game, John Kruk was an outstanding first baseman for the National League. He ended up going up there as a left-handed hitter and turned his helmet around and stood in the right-hand batter's box against Randy Johnson. Randy at what, 6'10", and the low arm angle threw across his body a little bit more than Chris Sale, and so yes, if you were a left-handed hitter, it did feel like the ball was coming from behind you.
Chris is 6'6", out of Lakeland, Florida. From 0-2 to 3-2, Ohtani taps it foul, stays alive. Everybody's okay. He makes sure.
He does it all.
Yeah.
I mean, if Phil Cuzzy needed a reservation, he would probably do it in between at bats for him. Figure out what restaurant you want to go to, Phil.
I bet he's got a guy wherever Phil wants to go.
Ohtani's got the whole city.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a guy.
Yeah. He is the guy.
Yeah.
Scorched up the middle, but ricocheted off the mound, and Nick Allen made the play.
That's a great at bat, and Ohtani wins the battle, but you can't steer it. You can only hit it hard.
Well, Betts would love to contribute at the plate. His throwing error has led to the game's only run. Struck out his first time against his old teammate. Spinner for a strike. Ohtani and Betts together in this series, just 1 for 11. Had those 6 runs yesterday, even though he's 1 for 8 combined. That one buzzed him. It got him.
I didn't worry about the ball hitting Mookie. I worried about the way he landed. In jumping and trying to get out of the way. Watch him land. You go right into his knees with nothing taking the pressure. Oh.
Betts aboard, 2 gone, and Tommy Edman at the plate. Down the middle with a fastball. Tommy Edman, after absolutely tore the cover off of the ball against lefties after coming over last year, has 2 hits against lefties this year, both of them home runs. Hooks it down the line. It is a foul ball. Couple feet from probably being a tie game.
Really good piece of hitting. After you get a first pitch fastball, you've got to expect slider from Chris Sale, because he throws more sliders than fastballs, and rarely does he back up the fastball with another one. So I think Tommy was sitting on that pitch and just a little early.
50th pitch of the game coming from Chris Sale right here. That's at first, 2 out. It's an 0-2. And the dirt, good stop by Baldwin. Situation with the Dodgers have been good this year. 2-strike hitting. 9 hits yesterday. 7 of them came with 2 strikes. Sales 1-2 offering. There goes Betts. There goes a pop fly down the line. Olson measures it up over the shoulder, makes the grab. Matt Olson puts it away and ends a scoreless third for Sale. Dustin May's first start since May of 2023. 4 strikeouts over 3 innings, the lone run unearned. And an error in the second. Braves have just 1 hit against him. They'll face Olson, Ozuna, and Albies here in the 4th. Olson has struck out his first time, fouls off a first pitch fastball. So what have you thought through 3 innings of May's return?
I like what I see. I think he's doing a nice job commanding the strike zone. He could definitely have a shutout at this point without the error behind him. Swings and misses were there in the first inning. He had 5 of the 6 swings they missed, but since then it's really been more about contact. Braves have swung the bat 15 times, and he's only had a miss twice, but they're not hitting the ball hard.
Well, for May, years of rehabbing that arm, and then he's a week away from coming back from the arm rehab, and the arm rehab turns into 6 months of just full body rehab. Mentioned that the surgery, there's a huge scar from his sternum down into his stomach. For 6 months, he couldn't lift anything more than 10 pounds. So there was some mobility stuff that he could do, some really light throwing after a few months, but he goes from this grinding, monotonous arm work to being able to do even less. So it wasn't until around New Year's that he really began his ramp up for this season. For him to win the 5th starter job, part of it is Gonsolin got hurt, but for him to do everything to justify it no matter, when you consider that timeline, it's that much more impressive.
So we're probably looking at somebody that is going to get a little bigger and a little stronger as he continues to be healthy and get into those workouts.
Fires at 2-2. Olson takes one that bounces in there.
It does not seem like the game is moving fast for him at all. He seems like he's well in control of his emotions and his rhythm, his thoughts.
Pinpoint, strike 3. Second time that he's gotten Olson looking.
This ball comes back, maybe that 18-inch run that we've talked about that he has on his two-seamer, and you can see that would fool a lot of hitters. Feels like it's going at your right kneecap and then ends up on the corner.
Five total for Dustin. Marcell Ozuna, who has the lone hit for Atlanta. Lays off, 1-0. "34-year-old in his 13th major league season, Ozuna. The Marlins to the Cardinals. Now his 6th year with Atlanta and final year of his contract. It was looking like he was finished with the Braves a few years back. He'd been benched. He's getting booed every time he'd go up. Brian Snitker actually gave him the option of going down to AAA. He said it's either do that, go figure it out there, or I'm going to sit you for a while here and you got to figure things out. Externally, everybody's thinking he's done. There's no way they play him again. He'd had the off the field problems, and then on the field he was as bad as any hitter in baseball. We're talking early 2023. He comes back from that couple-week reset, and from that point forward, one of the best hitters in baseball. 40 home runs and 100 batted in. That, come on, Phil. 2 years ago, and then 39 home runs and 104 batted in last year. Even Ozuna thinks this is a strike.
Number 1, Ozzie Albies.
There have been a few on both sides that have not just grazed the strike zone, but were in the strike zone that haven't been called.
Second walk issued. And now Albies. They say with Ozuna, even when he was at his worst, even when it was looking like his time with the team was hanging by a thread, he'd be the first guy to the post-game handshake line. He'd be the first guy to encourage guys in the dugout, in the clubhouse. Remained as good of a teammate as there is. Atlanta stuck with him, and now they're getting that infectious energy and that personality and the production.
Two personalities down there at first.
For sure. Albies struck out his first time and bounces this one past May. Won't be an easy play. Edman gets there and gets Albies. Into scoring position goes Ozuna. Let's get a word from Kia. Braves 1, Dodgers nothing. Drake Baldwin drew walk his first time up there. Looking for his first major league run batted in. Third-round draft pick out of Missouri State in 2022 was Baldwin. Was considered a good prospect, and then last year he goes to AAA and hits 300 and gets elevated from good to elite prospect, and the Braves top prospect. Have Sean Murphy coming back sooner rather than later. He started his rehab in AAA. Brian Snitker's not opposed to continuing to have Baldwin on the roster. And traditionally, when you have a top prospect like this, you want him to play every day. But Snitker's had 2 catcher systems through the years in Atlanta. Says there's plenty of time to go around for the wear and tear at that position.
In the catching position, with all the prep you have to do and managing a pitching staff, it would probably speed up his learning curve if they get him enough time and at bats. With just on even the off days, there's enough work for catchers to do.
And nobody's questioned his bat, but the question with the young catcher is always going to be, how do you handle the veteran staff? And he's gotten great reviews so far. Guys catching tonight, Chris Sales raved about him. Spencer Strider said He makes the glove look 5 miles wide. Swing and a miss. Mays back in the count, 3-2.
Well, Dustin trying to get out of this situation, which has been a situation that the Braves have not capitalized on this year. They are 1 for 30 with a runner in scoring position.
Skied the left center field. Taylor is there. Make it 1 for 31. Dustin May gets out of it onto the bottom of the 4th.
Join us April 15th when the first 40,000 fans in attendance receive a Jackie Robinson replica 1955 home jersey celebrating the 70th anniversary of the World Championship presented by UCLA Health. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Part of the Dodger lineup coming up against Chris Sale, looking for their first tally of the ball game. They've got just one hit. Came from the man leading things off here in Teoscar Hernandez. Hit a ball to the hole at short and got an infield single. After he fouled a ball off his foot, immediately put that foot to the test. Sweet shoes he's got tonight too.
Hope there's some padding in them.
Yeah, right. Lazy fly ball to center. Harris. Well, the San Diego Padres trying to remain unbeaten as well. They lead the Cleveland Guardians 3-0, bottom of the 6th inning. Yankees suffered their first loss of the year. They led the Diamondbacks 5-3 in the 8th inning, and then Eugenio Suarez hit a grand slam to win it. Suarez has 5 hits this year. They're all home runs. Corbin Burns, his debut for the Diamondbacks. 4 innings, gave up 4 runs, no decision. Ball and a strike on Will Smith. Giants winners again. They've won 4 of their first 5. Sale to Smith, 1-1. He hit Smith in the elbow his first time up there, and so Will Smith now has a .636 on base percentage this year. Backdoor to get him looking. Third K for Sale.
That one is in the left-hand batter's box for a while and then finally makes its way back to the edge of the plate. Phil Cuzzy behind home plate as the umpire has been a little bit tight, but not on that one. It's a good pitch.
Looking for his first 1-2-3 inning since the first. Kike Hernandez, who struck out his first time, swings and misses. He's got the orange shoes going, highlighter shoes.
Be looking for the slider down and in right here if I'm Kike, and look for the left field pavilion. Back-to-back fastballs. That's a change in philosophy.
See what he gets on this 1-1. There's that down and in slider, but yeah, that's darn near unhittable.
Yeah, that would be a hard one to get in the air. This pitch will keep your third baseman busy a lot of times.
True to Cy Young form so far tonight. Chris Sale looking for his first win of the year. Braves looking for their first win of the year. Home of the 1-2. Hernandez takes that same pitch this time, and the count evens. On 2-2. Chops it foul. Do it again. Another 2-2 pitch. Fouls back a fastball.
I've been a little bit asleep at the wheel. Chris Sale is using the old school fingers. They're not using pitch comp. I kept looking at him going, okay, he hasn't adjusted it. He's not pushing any buttons at home. It's like, we're just going old school. Yeah.
Wow.
Remember that shot? We used to use that shot all the time. The slider right here.
Yeah, he is as old school as they come. He does very little scouting and prep. I think it's only half joking. One of his teammates said he has no idea who he's facing until he gets the lineup and gets out there. And the idea is if I make my pitches, it doesn't matter who I'm facing or what they're good at.
He's doing pretty good at it.
In the air to right field for Jared Kelenic. He's given up just one infield hit to the Dodgers through 4 scoreless. On to the 5th we go. World Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers and by Shakey's Pizza Parlor, serving up handcrafted pizza, crispy fried chicken, and famous Mojo potatoes for 70 years. Bottom of the Braves lineup, this is Brian De La Cruz to lead off the fifth. Dustin May in there with strike one. 4 innings, 1 run on 1 hit. The run was unearned.
He's been lights out. He is pitching well enough to win. He's down by a run, but it's not really his fault.
70th pitch here. He's fully built up. 5 innings in his final start of the spring.
You can't do much better than this when you've missed the game for 22.5 months. A few different surgeries. Brush with life or death. Really, really outstanding job to this point, and no matter what happens the rest of the way.
Home with the 1-2 to De La Cruz. Normally very aggressive. De La Cruz lays off right there. Big time pop in that bat, but a lot of swing and miss too. 28 years old, 5 years in the majors. On this 2-2, look out, count is full. 5 years in the majors after 8 years in the minors. Houston Astros system. They traded him to Miami, actually for former Dodger Yimi Garcia. And he was in the majors 3 years later, or 3 days later. He's got a walk to open this fifth. That's a situation where you're happy to get traded. You get traded from Houston, where you've been in the minors for 8 years. Borderline dynasty there. You get traded out of there to the Marlins, and there's a spot for you in 3 days. 4.5 years in Miami. Went to Pittsburgh at the deadline last year. And then a 1-year contract with the Braves this offseason. Very familiar with him given all his years in the division. Third walk issued by May. And the hitter's Jared Kelenic. May home with an 0-1. Check swing, no swing. Probably should have been a strike.
Yeah, should have got the called strike. Shouldn't have been had to rely on the possible check swing, and that was a swing.
Should have been 2 strikes.
He got squeezed 2 ways right there. Wow.
Just in there.
Throw it down the middle so they won't miss it.
So it's 1-2 on the Braves right fielder Jared Kelenic. At Waukesha, Wisconsin. Mentioned last night, 2,500 big leaguers produced by the state of California, only 250 from the state of Wisconsin, and 2 of them are in this Braves lineup tonight. Kelenic and Baldwin. Cheeseheads. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with the high fastball. Cheese.
High cheese to the Wisconsin native. With some cheddar.
Cheese with cheddar. Cheese with some cheddar on top. One away. Here's Nick Allen. Man, that thing, Bugs Bunny fastball.
This is like watching Blake Trinan as a starter.
Yeah.
You know, Blake's got this kind of movement on the fastball and also the breaking ball.
That's what I was thinking earlier when I mentioned, you know, the looks that hitters would shoot out there at Dustin May early in his career. Those are the kind of looks that Blake gets. Like, how is it possible for you to make a ball move like that? What kind of sorcery are you doing out there?
Yeah, they can really spin it.
0-2. Alex Vesia has started to warm. Next hitter is a left-hander in Michael Harris. 2 of the first 3. Top of the order for the Braves lefties. May delivers to short. Betts to second 1. Edman to first. And May completes 5. Very good chance that was going to be his last hitter. And the twin killing helps him finish off 5 innings in his return to the big leagues. The Allstate Good Hands replay. The 6-4-3 double play. Mookie Betts partially atoning for the earlier error, helping May finish off 5 innings right there. Dave Roberts delivers his congratulations to May. And an emotional night, a very meaningful night. As meaningful of a 5-inning line as you're ever going to see. Chris Sale keeps on rolling. Strike 1 on Miguel Rojas. All those teammates know how much this means to Dustin tonight. He has beard-colored Gatorade.
We got rid of it. You know, now all the emotions that he was trying to hold in and stay focused on baseball, keep his game face, now they can kind of release a little bit. And I wouldn't be surprised the next few innings here, as he's rooting for a no decision, that he really starts to get emotional and realize what he's done and gone through, and his guys give him a hug and say something into his ear during that hug. It might break him.
You know, what a treat it's been to watch this team so far this season. Every day there's something. And it's not like you have to manufacture it. It's just right there for you. Rojas down on strikes, whether it's everything that comes with the trip to Tokyo, or it's the ring ceremony, or the raising of the banner, or just looking at the starting pitcher they're sending out there each day. Dustin May's your 5 starter and comes with this fully loaded story. Tyler Glasnow is your 4th starter, and it all turns back around to Blake Snell tomorrow. One away in the 5th after the 4th K from Sale, and Pages takes outside.
And they're 6-0, and they've already had to make adjustments to who's in the lineup on given nights. They've only really been their regular lineup that they would want to get out there 2 of the 6 games. Well, they're showing the quality of the team. They're showing the depth of the team. They're showing how the pitching is going to be elite.
Little pop up for Ozzie Albies. And the second out, we check in with Kirsten.
Thanks, Joe. When you talk about just this group, the camaraderie and the team chemistry amongst them all, I loved what Tyler Glasnow recently said when he was asked about just the competitive nature of having so much talent, especially within the rotation. And what he said there's a perfect balance because you have younger players who bring an excitement of a new energy and wanting to learn so much every single day. Then you have veterans who are not only teaching some of the younger guys, but also just setting the pace as to what type of big league player you want to be. Even someone like Blake Snell, who's taken a big leadership role with some of the younger guys. It's been really special for them all to just see how everything has come together, being really good for themselves, but also hoping for the best for some of the younger guys as well.
Chris Taylor, 1 ball and 1 strike. Healthy culture, healthy environment. Winning breeds that, but it also feeds back on itself.
Well, we've seen there's no give up in this team. They've already had 4 comeback wins of the 6 W's. They led Major League Baseball in that category last year with 43 comeback wins. There's a couple of leaders right there and a couple of characters.
Need a comeback win if they're going to keep the perfect season going tonight. Down 1-0, last of the 5th, just the 1 hit over 4 2/3 against Sale. 1-2 comes home, and Taylor shoots it foul. Chris's first at bat of the season lasted just 1 pitch as he popped out and fouled ground. Difficult thing for any guy, get limited time, and then the little time you do get comes against a pitcher of this caliber. Going to make the most of his little opportunity here. Couldn't lay off. Sale with a 1-2-3 inning. Bookend K's and 5 scoreless. Chris Sale has fired 5 scoreless innings here in his 2nd start of the season. Time for PNC Bank's slow moments. Dustin May, 5 innings of his own, just 1 unearned run on 1 hit. So both these pitchers dealing tonight. Couple tall tossers, 1 from the right side, 1 from the left side, and out of the 6th we go in a 1-0 game. Anthony Banda, first man out of the Dodger bullpen, top of the order for the Braves. Gets a chase and strike 1 on Michael Harris.
So those 6 strikeouts from Dustin May, 3 different pitches, 2 strikeouts for each one. The sweeper, the sinker, and the fastball. He had an outstanding outing, went toe-to-toe with last year's National League Cy Young Award winner.
And now it's Banda in this bullpen that has been wonderful so far. Has had to pitch quite a bit and really pitched well. Anthony Banda, 3 outings, 9 up, 9 down. Fastball chopped to first. Hernandez charges, feeds Banda. What a nice, pretty play right there. Aggression from Hernandez, who just turned into a traditional infielder right there.
I love the speed that Kike approaches this ball. That gives him plenty of time once he gets there. Those little quick short steps, he gets the ball early, so Banda, it doesn't have to come behind him with the throw. The throw actually can be in front of him, and the whole play is visually appealing to the pitcher as he's busting it over there.
And you got Hernandez, who we've mentioned a few times, doesn't take many reps over there at first base, but he just, it's so cliche, but he's a baseball player, right? The instincts and the natural and honed fielding ability translates over there.
There's that well-traveled glove.
Austin Riley. 0 for 2 today, 0 for 6 with 4 Ks in this series. One of the faces of the last couple of years, kind of the arc for the Braves. He's one of the top hitters in baseball for a few years span. Then last year was hurt for a lot of the season. Kind of a key example of what happened to Atlanta last year. The oblique in the first half, broke his hand, missed the rest of the season. About mid-August on. Fouls this one off, 2-2. 3 years before last year, 36 home runs and 100 batted in per season, and he missed 8 games total. So it sails to the backstop. Banda to Riley with the payoff. Down the line, but foul. Nice pick over there. And a Hershiser jersey, got a souvenir.
Nice.
Yeah. Struck him out. Slider's been the biggest reason why he's gotten off to the start that he has.
Yeah, close to 50% of his arsenal has been the slider, and that one right there buries on a good right-handed hitter.
That's double the usage from the regular season last year, but it's right in line with what he did in the postseason when he put up zeros in 9 of the 10 games in which he pitched. Jumbo Jacks for everybody tomorrow with the 7th K right there. Buckles the knees of Olsen with another slider. He'd always messed with the grip on his slider through the years of bouncing around, but never really had one that he loved. Gets to the Dodgers. Connor McGinnis says, why don't you try to grip it like this? And after 10 different organizations where he couldn't figure it out, he said the first day he had a grip that finally felt like the grip that he should have had all along. And that is the pitch that helped him for the first time in his 8th season establish himself. A spike grip. And Connor's message to him was grip it like this, aim for the middle, and throw it like a fastball. Let it move.
Even though the category is called off-speed pitches, you use full arm speed. They are not rest pitches. They actually take more effort than a fastball. A fastball, your hand is usually on top or behind the ball. A breaking ball, you're trying to work yourself to the front of the ball, which takes more work. It is easier on your arm to throw the fastball than it is the breaking ball. And I don't mean just the elbow and, oh, there's got to be some twisting. It's not that. As much as you have to be more patient, you have to be strong all the way to the very end to get your fingers in front of the baseball.
field to right center field. On the move, Pages to the track, to the wall, and it just misses getting out of here. Olson headed to second with a 2-out double.
They had a shot at him if he'd have got that first carom without the little bobble out there. He played that ball perfectly out there in center field, reading that he's not going to be able to catch it and then pulling up short of the wall and playing the carom. Just a little bobble there. But they were thinking 3 as far as the infielders and the relay, but the way he played it, they had a shot at him at second.
Manny Pages has a great arm. He's a pitcher for a lot of his upbringing. So 2-out chance here for Ozuna. First base runner against Banda this year after he retired the first 11 that he'd faced. Ozuna reached both times against May, single and a walk. And tries to get the Braves going. 1 for 31 with runners in scoring position to start this year. Ball and a strike. He's ahead 1-2.
Anthony Banda right now doing his best Chris Sale impersonation. The high fastball, the sliders down and in to the righties. Probably fun for him to watch Chris Sale pitch tonight, other than throwing the shutout so far against the Dodgers, but just watching him and learning and seeing how he uses his arsenal.
Comes home with a 1-2, and it's swatted down the line foul. It was Sean Manaea of the Mets turned his season around last year after watching Chris Sale on the other side and saying, I could kind of drop down and be a little bit like him. He was one of the best in the league after he started to try to do it like Sale. Another 1-2.
That was right there. Not only the right height, but right down the middle. We've mentioned Phil's name too much tonight.
And now it's full. And with a guy like this at the plate, you hold your breath when he gets an extra strike.
And I think he's sitting breaking ball because those 2 fastballs are usually pitches he offers that.
So let's see, does he stick fastball? Get one by him. Goes to the breaking ball. He unleashed a wicked swing and fouled it off.
Don't give in to him. First base is open. Ozuna's got an awful lot of information on your release and your pitches right here. I'd almost want a fresh at bat with Albies, who's on deck, compared to giving in to this guy.
1-0 Atlanta. Top of the 6th inning. Olson at second after the double. The 8th pitch from Anthony Banda. Ozuna takes outside, ball 4. And they're at first and second. Here comes Mark Pryor, and here comes a word from Carl's Jr.
Get a one-time free Triple Burger when you download the app and join My Rewards.
So now face the switch hitter in Albies, who's a whole lot better from this side of the plate. OPS 200 points higher against left-handed pitching for Albies.
But it's a first at bat against Banda, and Ozuna just had a lot of information with everything he saw as far as timing the velocity, recognizing the spin on the slider, getting squeezed. He could have been out, and he feels like he's got extra life. So I don't mind the walk, and I think about attacking this guy at the plate.
Yeah, Ozuna's one of those guys that strikes fear pretty easily. Intimidating presence up there. And then you add on what you're talking about. How comfy he was looking, how many pitches he'd seen.
He reminds me of Gary Sheffield from my day, as far as a guy that's intimidating in the box with the gyrations and kind of looking at you, staring you down. You can feel it out there on the mound.
Sheffield would wag that bat like he wanted to. He had the worst intentions.
Oh, and some of the best bat speed in the world.
All right, so 2 on, 2 out. Albies is up there. And a big swing and a miss for strike one.
Ozuna spits on that pitch because of all the ones that he had seen. But Albies, with the very first pitch, get him.
0 for 2 today and 3 for 20 this year. 0-1 pitch. Good stop by Will Smith.
Interesting to see if Austin Barnes plays tomorrow with the travel day. Will would get a couple days to rest.
High strike. I don't think this is going to be Phil's best report card tomorrow.
No.
Olsen at second, Ozuna at first. 1-2 to the plate, and it's dumped straight back.
28 pitches. Glad Mark Pryor gave him a little bit of a strategy visit and a little bit of a rest.
Another 1-2. Soft bouncing ball to Mookie Betts. Shovels it on to second and ends the inning. Middle 6, 1-0.
Join us at Dodger Stadium tomorrow and take home a Shohei Ohtani's 2024 National League MVP bobblehead. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. I'm going to get one.
Yeah. Yeah, the right guy coming up right here. It is the bobblehead man, Shohei Ohtani. Top of the order for the Dodgers, down 1-0. Chris Sale back to work. At the knees, strike one. Dodgers have just one hit, an infield single from Tasker Hernandez in the second. Sale's retired the last 7 that he's faced. He's got Ohtani to ground out both times. Here's his 0-1. Strike two.
One of those ground outs was a bullet. They were just positioned well right up the middle, and that's where they've got it guarded again. Shohei can hit it out of any yard and any area, but on the ground, he's mostly up the middle.
Sales 0-2. Ohtani reaches out, yanks a base hit into right field. Leadoff man aboard, tying run aboard here in the 6th.
These are some long arms and some accurate eyes. Wow. What a swing to stay on that pitch. And to hit it in the air.
First hit since Friday for Ohtani. 2 stolen bases so far this season for Shohei. And as many tries. Here's Betts. Hit by the way. It's another 2-strike hit for the Dodgers. Bullpen gets moving. Pierce Johnson. The 1-0. Betts pulls one down the line, foul.
I think it's a really good theory for the right-handed hitters to look for that down and in breaking ball and try and pepper that corner. Tommy Edman tried it, pulled it just foul. Mookie just pulled it foul.
High fly ball, deep left field. De La Cruz sprinting back. It's gone. Mookie Betts gives the Dodgers the lead. Got that down and in breaking ball you were calling for. Launched it over the wall for his 3rd go-ahead home run of this homestand.
Nice job. He didn't really have to elevate it. Sale left it up a little bit. This blast is Mookie's 3rd go-ahead home run this season.
And a ball on Tommy Edman. Mookie Betts atoning for the earlier error that led to the Braves run. He's +1 overall. Gave him 1, but he's taken 2 back. Ties him with Tommy Edman for the team lead in home runs. Edman's up there right now with a bullet into center field and a base hit of his own. 1 hit over 5 innings and then 3 consecutive hits to start the 6th.
Chris Sale's numbers change drastically with the 3rd plate appearance. All of a sudden teams get to him and the Dodgers are picking on the balls a little bit higher and they send him out with a possible L now.
Upside down from his season debut when he struggled in the 1st inning. Cruise from there. Dodgers get to him in the 6th and they've turned it upside down, leading 2-1. World Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Shakey's Pizza Parlor, serving up handcrafted pizza, crispy fried chicken, famous Mojo potatoes for 70 years. Mookie Betts celebrating, and he hasn't stopped, continuing into this season with 3 big home runs on this opening homestand. Dodgers have taken the lead, gotten into the Braves bullpen. Pierce Johnson on to face Teoscar Hernandez. The curveball king, Pierce Johnson. More than 70% of the time it'll be Uncle Charlie. Throws it more than any pitcher in baseball. Edman runs. Throw from Baldwin goes into center field. Here comes Tommy Tanks into third.
Third time around the order, they get Chris Sale for 3 hits in a row. Now they get a bag and an error. And the Dodgers are in business with the lead and a chance to get an insurance run very quickly.
First stolen base of the year for Edman. Infield pulled in. Hernandez, their team leader, and runs batted in.
Nice approach right there by Teoscar. You got a guy on the mound who's probably going to throw you a curveball, and he's letting the ball get deep and trying to go the opposite way.
Dave Roberts, who played with Manny Ramirez in Boston, has said that Teoscar Hernandez has a Manny Ramirez 6th sense for driving in runs. On this 2-1 pitch from Johnson. Fouls it back, 2-2. Johnson deals. Teoscar stays alive.
You rarely see him late on a fastball, but with a man on third and no out and a curveball pitcher on the mound, he is doing a nice job.
Another 2-2 comes home. Hernandez checks a swing and again stays alive. The last 4 years, Hernandez ranks 8th in baseball in runs batted in.
Got to be disciplined here not to chase the curveball.
Here comes Johnson. Hung it, fouled it back.
Well, the last 2 he has hung. It's made it tough on Teo to really hit it because he's staying with it, keeping his weight forward, kind of expecting the ball in the outer half, and then those balls are just popping out of the hand and hanging. You almost jam yourself.
Juicy. 8th pitch. Got him.
Spinner that finally breaks, but it is up and hittable.
Here's another guy that you feel good about in these situations. Man at third, 1 away. Infield stays pulled in. Johnson delivers, and Smith swings and misses. This is where the Dodgers have done their work this season in the late innings. Most of their offense has come from the 6th inning on.
This is a huge insurance run with the Dodger bullpen as effective as they've been. This feels more than like 1 run.
Cutter.
He'll throw that about 5 out of 100 pitches. It's basically the curveball about 70–80% of the time, and then the rest are fastballs. But that cutter he'll sprinkle in.
Former Padre, former Rocky. Ahead of Smith, 0-2. Here's his next one. It is a fastball, and it's smacked to the right side. A base hit and insurance. Knocked in by Will Smith. Red hot to begin 25.
2 professional at-bats. Teoscar ends up striking out, but he had a battle up there as he missed the high curveball, but will get something up around waist high. Does a nice job hitting it the opposite way.
Three in the bank here in the 6th after the 5. Goose egg. Strike 1 on Kike Hernandez. 1 hit, no runs through 5. 4 hits, 3 runs in the 6th, and still just 1 out. On an 0-1 from Johnson. Kike takes it down and away. Count evens up.
I'd like to see Kike get a second strike on him because that's when all the hits come. Ohtani got a 2-strike hit. Smith just got a 2-strike hit. They've had 9 in these 2 games.
Fouled it off. Right where he wants him at 2 strikes.
Yep.
Two-run home run from Mookie Betts. RBI single from Will Smith. Runner first one away, and a 1-2 from Johnson is fouled back by Hernandez. Another 1-2. Count evens.
Just remember, you think back with Kike and his career and the growth of what we've watched as he gets into the box. The gyrations used to be, he's getting ready to really cut it loose, and you just hope he made contact. For me now in the box, he is very hitterish.
Great jump over there by Will Smith. He's going to steal second easily.
He had him timed perfectly. That or there's a body part that he just gives up on, gives it away, that he's going home.
Count goes full. Hernandez takes it down the middle, strike 3.
Looking for one of those 70% breaking balls. Just fools him with the fastball.
By the way, Will Smith just matched last year's stolen base total.
Get the bag.
Uno.
Get the bag.
Yeah. Up to Rojas with 2 away. Dodgers up 3-1. Bottom of the 6th, trying to keep the perfect record going. The dream season, 162-0 is alive.
So far.
On pace. Dave Roberts said last night, I'll take the under, but nothing in 2. 116, the all-time record, the Seattle Mariners in 2001. We talk about the new guys that are chasing a ring. There's nothing wrong with the guys that have won rings chasing that and having that be a carrot.
Oh, for sure. You're always looking for a motivating force every year, every game, every day. So, yeah. You want to always embrace it to the level of telling the media what is getting under your skin or what keeps you motivated, but it's nice to have that internal.
Rojas tries to lay off, and looks like he did. Those 0-1 Mariners were Ichiro's rookie Mariners. Set the rookie hits record. Set the overall hits record a few years after that, on his way to 3,000. Smith off second. A 1-2 pitch from Pierce Johnson. Rojas stays alive. Ichiro will be the first Japanese player to go into the Hall of Fame this summer.
Wow. Well deserved.
Two and two.
Still throwing 84.
Yeah, I saw that.
Full uni.
Right.
First pitch, Ichiro, opening day, full uni, 84 from the mound.
Chopper off the hands to Riley at third, and that'll do it for the Dodgers in the sixth, but they get off of the mat, score 3 times. Mookie Betts, a go-ahead shot again. World Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa, celebrating 20 years of good times. And opening week is presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. Dodgers looking for a 3rd World Championship in a 6-year span. Looking for a 7-0 start. In the meantime, they lead the Braves 3-1 as this game moves along to the 7th, and Alex Vesia replaces Anthony Banda. One lefty to another, and a strike on Drake Baldwin. 4 games this season. There's been some traffic. 1 run, though, came on a solo home run. So he's an embodiment of what Dodger pitching as a whole has done. Almost untouchable with runners aboard, runners in scoring position. Teoscar, oh, made the catch. Fell into the crowd and did it with a smile. And how do you not smile yourself when you're watching this guy play?
Tommy Edman gave it a chase, but he gave up on it after he watched Teoscar's got a shot at it. But then Tommy had to quick get over there, and he was going to help him back, but Teoscar said, I'll just continue into the stands. I've got the ball.
Man, you got to love that as a pitcher, huh?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Fresh out of the bullpen, first batter that you face. And a 3-1 game, and a strike on De La Cruz. Defense is an area that the Dodgers really challenged him to be better at last year. Part of the thing is that he had not played in too many meaningful games. And, you know, you can say, hey, you paid good money to play defense, whether in first place or last place, and you'd be right. But human nature is the outcomes of the games don't really matter for the final couple months. That's harder to do standing out there for a few hours a night. Down the middle, strike 3, 2 out.
And when you're working on getting jumps and running correct routes and throwing to the correct base and getting to a ball and charging it and throwing a runner out at home or at third, yeah, it takes some intensity on every single pitch.
So he had the encouragement of the team, he had the challenging of the team, and he also had just the circumstances in the standings that led to that intensity that you're talking about, which led to better defensive numbers as the season went on. And the eye test. Eli White pinch hitting here for Jarred Kelenic. A wave and a miss for strike 1. Wave and a miss, strike 2. Laid off.
Almost got himself a chase and a whiff right there.
Got the swing and a miss right there. And Alex Vesia with a little help from his right fielder. A 1-2-3 7th inning. He does it with his bat pretty much every night. Here getting his glove involved.
Come to Dodger Stadium on Monday, April 14th for Hello Kitty Night. First 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a Hello Kitty squish plush. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Squish plush, squish plush, squish plush, squish plush, squish plush.
Very good.
I've been practicing.
You've been practicing your squish plush?
Yeah. Strike on Andy Pages. Dylan Lee checks into the game. Left-hander who was one of the top 10 relievers in the National League last year with a 2.11 ERA. His 2025 season has not got off to a great start. He gave up a game-winning home run Friday in San Diego. He's ahead of Pages, though, 0-2. And fastball fouled back. Pages 0 for 2, looking for his first hit of this series. 0 for 6. And a 143 overall. Series will wrap up tomorrow, and it's going to be a little bit earlier. 5:38 first pitch. Get the Braves a little bit of a head start heading back east. They're still going to get back very early the next morning. Blake Snell for the Dodgers. Bryce Elder for the Braves. Snell tries to go to 2-0 in his first 2 starts in Dodger blue. An experience that he seems to really be savoring.
It sure is fun to watch him pitch. I mean, this whole Dodger pitching staff, but specifically the starters, there's some marquee stuff. Starters so far this year have only given up 8 earned runs in the 7 games. An ERA under 2.5.
Kirsten was talking earlier about the friendly competition that breeds. Do you have any staffs that were particularly good at driving each other?
Almost every staff, really. You know, you can have a few guys that kind of break out. You know that they're your aces, but you know everybody has a little internal competition, and you love to see your other guys do well. I'd love to see the guy the night before me do really well, because if I got the same team, he's kind of put him into a slump, into a bad mindset. You want the guy in front of you to pitch well.
Got a marathon going here. Pages on the 10th pitch. Pokes it foul. It'll be 11.
Get the fastball right there. Over 50% of the pitches he's going to see from this pitcher are going to be sliders. Lee throws a lot of them.
Well, Pages not necessarily getting the results so far. We gave his overall numbers, but he's had some long at-bats this season. This is the longest right here. Next pitch will be the 12th. And he's not had the hits, but he's had a handful of walks. Down to the bottom of the order, helping turn things around for the big guys at the top. And he's almost forced us to go to the smaller font. Driven the other way for Eli White. And it ends in a fly out to right field, but an impressive trip up there nonetheless.
Is that the Squish Plush font?
Yeah, you would have to squish it. Taylor, 0 for 2 in his season debut.
If you're pulling for somebody to get a hit, pull hard for Chris Taylor.
It's had to have been tough for Chris, as so many things have gone right for the team, especially the last year. But so much winning the last few years, and so much frustration for him personally to continue to be a good guy and a good teammate when so much is happening around you that you should be happy about, but your own slump is so severe, it's got to be hard to still put a smile on.
It's consuming, that's for sure. 24 hours a day, every waking moment, you're probably grinding on it.
Came over in 2017. Getting close to 1,000 games played. Backhand Riley from the foul ground throws across to steal a hit from Taylor.
So close. Very nice play. And an accurate throw from foul ground. One hopper. Snagged over there at first by Olsen.
Our top of the order had been quiet, but then it was the top of the order that got it going in sixth inning for the Dodgers. Ohtani started it with a single, then the Betts home run. Grounder towards the middle, stabbed by Albies. His throw is there, and another pick from Olsen. A couple nice defensive plays by the Braves here to send this game to the 8th inning. The dream lives. 3-1. The 6-0 Dodgers have come back. They trailed this game 1-0 until Mookie Betts hit a go-ahead home run and trying to stay perfect on this young season.
Yeah, you know, we can't bury the lead, which is Dustin May's back, and he threw the ball really, really well. The 6 strikeouts with 3 different pitches. He had 2 with each, and I think it's just fantastic, emotional night for him. And he set the table for this. Mookie made the error, but then Mookie made up for it. A big redeeming home run that was fantastic to get the team back on top.
And now it's Blake Treinen with 9-1-2 coming up for the Braves here in the 8th. Nick Allen leads off, and he's ahead 2-0. The Braves have scored 2 runs over the last 38 innings. 9 runs in 6 games. Treinen's 4th appearance of the year. He's not given up a run yet. His 2-0 to Allen. Shot foul. The start of the game with Dustin May with a couple Blake Treinen comparisons, just with the way that stuff moves like a video game. And here in the 8th, we get to see the right-hander. Two and two. A 36-year-old in his 11th season, back on a 2-year deal. The hand that he got on Thursday and on Friday when he was introduced, it showed the appreciation this fan base has for what he's done, coming back from those shoulder issues. Heroic stuff in the postseason last year. Off the end of the bat, into center field, and a base hit for Allen to set the table here in the 8th.
Got him out in front with the change of speeds, but the ball was elevated and gave him a chance to put the bat on it, find some outfield grass.
To the top of the order, and Michael Harris. They're trying in game 1 of the division series, that 5-out save here. Game 5 of the World Series, the one that people will remember most. 2 1/3 to get it to Walker Buehler. Threw 43 pitches in that game. It was the most that he'd thrown in a game in 6 years. And keep in mind, he did all this heading into free agency. So, you know, you work like that, there's a chance something bad's going to happen. And at this stage, your career's over. But he was willing to do whatever Dave Roberts asked, whatever the team needed, and worry about the contract stuff and his own future later.
It's a certain kind of mindset. It's an unselfish person, a really faith-driven guy that really said, you know, whatever it takes, I'm here. I got the uniform. You're paying me to pitch. I feel like I still can pitch. So, yeah, if there's a risk, okay, I'll take it. Let's just go.
How does he always look so calm? He says, this is what I've been doing for 30 years, throwing a baseball and enjoying it. Why make it more than it is? It doesn't matter that it's the World Series, game on the line, Yankee Stadium. I'm just throwing a baseball. There goes Allen. Off balance swing and a fly ball to right field for Teoscar Hernandez. Allen hustles back to first. One away in the 8th. Easier said than done, though, right? I mean, you could say it's no big deal. It's just another game. But for him to actually always look like that heart rate and that pulse is just right here steady, it's incredible.
And you talk to him away from the field, he's solid as a rock. I mean, he's very steady there, too.
Austin Riley.
There's the breaking ball that has that extra gear. Video game like. His starts out straighter than Dustin May's. Dustin has a tendency to, you can just tell it's going to break, but it keeps breaking. Blake's goes straight for about 2/3 of the way to the plate, and then all of a sudden takes that sharp left turn.
And isn't it like as it makes the turn, it speeds up?
It feels like it, yeah.
Literally impossible, but it's how it looks. There goes Allen again. A swing and a miss. A throw from Smith, not in time, and he's stolen second.
A breaking ball, good jump. Hard for Will Smith to throw anybody out here. He does the best he can. And Tommy Edman, can he pick the ball around the base at second base? We've seen him save Max Muncy. We've seen him save Mookie Betts. And now he's saving Will Smith right there with that great glove.
Fouled back by Riley. Stays at 1-2. Riley, big home run hitter up there representing the tying run. Braves will take any kind of hit right here, though. 1 for 32 with runners in scoring position on the year. Trying into Riley with another 1-2 pitch. Struck him out. Back to the sweeper. 2 gone. The last 2 seasons, hitters against Treinen with a runner in scoring position are 3 for 57. Not out of the woods, though. Here's Olson. Crushed a double earlier tonight. The 0-1. Strike 2.
Basic breaking ball and then a leap fastball high and away. What do they go with here?
Same pitch taken this time.
Well, they're digging a tunnel out there. They've got 2 high and away pitches that they can bring the breaking ball and backdoor it.
Allen at second. 2 out, 1-2. Oh, man. Olson does well to get any kind of piece of that.
Yeah, they were thinking about backdooring the breaking ball right there. Will Smith's glove is on the outside part of the plate, but then he just pulls it a little bit. And it's effective no matter where that lands with that kind of break.
Sent over the plate more, and Olson dumps it back. We'll do the 1-2 again. A couple former Oakland A's.
2-run lead, wind's blowing out to right field. You don't want to give him anything that he hit in the air to right. I don't mind that high and away fastball again. That's the pitch that's got a winning strategy behind it.
Little cutter.
A little cutter jamming him.
Pitch that he pretty much stopped throwing a year ago. Said it kind of felt like the cutter and the slider had bled together and was messing his slider up. So he ditched it, and he didn't really need it. Olson making him work. Tries another 1-2. Fastball on the knuckles. Fouled off again. 4 straight foul balls off of the bat of Olson. Fastball's upstairs, 2-2. Power matchup right here. Power stuff of Treinen. And then Olson, 54 home runs 2 years ago, 29 last year. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to second. Routine for Tommy Edman. A scoreless 8th inning for Blake Treinen. Mookie Betts has hit 3 home runs on this season opening homestand. All 3 of them go-ahead shots. 2 of them on Friday night against Detroit, and then tonight against Chris Sale. Dodgers shutout over 5 innings, had just an infield hit. Ohtani started that 6th inning with a single, and Mookie Betts golfed another home run to put him ahead. And look who's coming up to lead off the 8th. Daisbel Hernandez on to face him. Right-hander out of Cuba. Shot to right for Eli White. We've got Access Sportsnet Dodgers presented by Audi coming up. Guys got some coats. 56, 57 degrees in LA.
Some wind chill there too.
I was going to say low 30s on stage.
Yeah.
Set to listen to them talk about it. I shouldn't throw stones in a glass house. I'm so soft. Tommy Edman shows bunt, lays it down, going to test Hernandez. Triggers a throw quickly to get him.
It's like that first cold day to winter here at Dodger Stadium. We turned on the heater under our desk, and you get that smell the first time the heater's on for a while.
Yeah.
We'll take the toasty warm heater here, guys. You guys out there in center field, stay warm.
2 away, and Teoscar Hernandez. Another hit tonight. 3 out of 6. in these 2 games against the Braves. Strike from Hernandez. For Atlanta in the top of the 9th, looks like it's going to be against Tanner Scott. He's been working through some things early on in his Dodger tenure. Heart of the order coming up for the Braves: Ozuna, Albies, and Baldwin. Dodgers got 5 innings from Dustin May tonight, just 1 run. Banda scored a 6th. Vesia scored a 7th. Trying him with the 8th. The bullpen will try and do it again tonight. Big bouncer. Allen charges. Teaching tape play. 1, 2, 3, 8. Here we go to the 9th inning. Dodgers 3, Braves 1. Tanner Scott on to try and close it out and try to get the Dodgers to a 7-0 start, which would match the best record ever to begin a season for a defending champ. They tie the 1933 New York Yankees for the best start ever for a reigning champion. They've already tied the best start in LA Dodger history. Best start in franchise history, 10-0. The 55 Dodgers went on to win it all. So here's Scott and here's Ozuna taking a fastball downstairs. Scott so far in his time with the Dodgers has given up a run in 3 consecutive games. He gave up a home run last night to Michael Harris. Sharp grounder, but right to short. Took kind of a funky hop at the end there. Betts soft hands and 1 away in the 9th. Well, Tanner has felt like his mechanics have been a little bit off, and as a result, his fastball, which is so tough to hit, has unique movement to it, isn't getting that movement that makes it exceptional. Yeah, they're hopeful that they've started to iron some things out. So well can now break down with data what's gone wrong with the way your body's moving. Ozzie Albies. So they've presented that to him and said, hey, here are the few little things that we think you can adjust to get that fastball back to doing what you know what to do.
Well, he's given up a home run on that fastball this year, and last year, the whole year, he gave up only 1 home run on the fastball. So there is something defined.
The league hit just 134 against it last year. It's by far the most that he had ever thrown it. It's the first time that it was his most used pitch. There's 2-1 to Albies. Swing and a miss. Bottom drops out of that slider. 30-year-old from Ohio in his 8th year. Scott to Albies, the 2-2. Speared at first by Hernandez. 2 gone in the 9th. He's had some fun over there tonight, hadn't he?
He has. A little bit of a stumble and a fall, but he gets the ball in the glove, and the momentum of the stumble takes him right to the bag. Tanner, you don't have to do a thing. Kike's got it.
Yeah, and so it's up to Drake Baldwin, who has started his Major League career 1 for 17 with the 0 for 2 tonight. Trying to keep it alive for De La Cruz. Strike 1. Took a shot at a fastball and came up empty. Blake Snell tomorrow to try to get to 2-0 in his first 2 starts. Bryce Elder counters for the Braves. 5:30 instead of 7. And then it's onto the road. Ground ball. Hernandez again takes it himself again. 7-0 to begin 25. They've matched the best start in baseball history for a defending champion. The 33 Yankees of Babe Ruth and the 25 Dodgers following up winning a championship by starting 7-0.
2 undefeated teams left in baseball, and they're both playing in the National League West. The Padres at 6-0 and these Dodgers at 7-0.
For Earl Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, and the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Dodger Stadium. What a night it was for Dustin May. Successful the moment he left that dugout to get back to the big leagues, and then he piles up 5 innings and gives up just 1 unearned run while striking out 6. Dodgers go for the sweep tomorrow. They go for the 8-0 start. 5:30. We'll talk to you then.